Bill Hemmer has dedicated nearly 30 years to reporting some of America's most significant news stories. The Fox News anchor reported on September 11th from Ground Zero, provided coverage from war zones in Afghanistan and Iraq, and anchored coverage of all significant political events since the Florida recount. His visage has come to be emblematic of breaking news. His voice remains a steady and reassuring presence throughout the national crisis. Nevertheless, one narrative remains notably absent from the public record, his own. At the age of 60, Hemmer has never entered into marriage. His 8-year relationship with supermodel Dara Tamanovic concluded abruptly in 2013, after which there was complete radio silence regarding his romantic affairs. They snorts. Gossip Mill has been active, associating him with nearly every female colleague at Fox News. A 2019 incident involving a doctored photograph compelled him to address speculation regarding his sexuality. However, these superficial explanations overlook the profound reality of what transpires when an individual devotes their entire life to a profession that requires everything. The true reason Hemmer remains unmarried uncovers an aspect that most individuals rarely contemplate regarding the cost of success lived openly in the public eye. Bill Hemmer's journey to establishing himself as one of America's most reputable news anchors commenced in Cincinnati, Ohio, where his initial enthusiasm for broadcasting developed during high school. He conducted a student-operated radio program that enabled him to interact with peers and community members, cultivating communication and timing skills that would be vital throughout his professional journey. These were not leisurely hours spent on a casual hobby. Even as a teenager, Hemmer engaged with broadcasting with a seriousness, music, that indicated this was more than mere youthful curiosity. By the time he arrived at Miami University, Hemmer had fully dedicated himself to journalism. He pursued a degree in broadcast journalism and extensively engaged in media studies, establishing the groundwork for a career characterized by unwavering commitment. Following his graduation, he promptly entered the television industry, securing his initial prominent position at WCPO-TV in Cincinnati, where he covered sports. The position demanded prompt decision-making and accuracy, qualities that Hemmer had already diligently cultivated. His colleagues observed a distinct change in him, a fervent desire to be at the forefront of news events, and an incapacity to remain confined to desk duties while stories were developing elsewhere. That drive attracted the attention of prominent networks. In 1995, CNN provided Hemmer with an opportunity that elevated him from a regional anchor to a national figure. His tenure at CNN positioned him at the heart of pivotal moments in late 20th and early 21st century history. The 2000 presidential election cemented his reputation, especially for his extensive reporting during the disputed Florida recount. Nicknamed the Chad Lad for his comprehensive reporting on ballot irregularities, Hemmer exhibited the capacity to manage high-stakes situations, music, without sacrificing precision. However, beyond that, he demonstrated a willingness to spend several weeks away from home, sleeping in hotels and eating meals between live broadcasts, all in order to remain where the story was developing. His dedication extended beyond national coverage. Following September 11th, Hemmer reported from Afghanistan, covering stories that necessitated adapting to hazardous conditions and managing intricate international circumstances. These were not assignments undertaken by journalists for the purpose of career advancement. They were missions that required sacrifice, physical danger, and prolonged separation from any semblance of ordinary life. In 2005, Hemmer undertook his most significant career move by affiliating with Fox News. He assumed the role of co-anchor on America's Newsroom, ultimately establishing a partnership with Donna Perino that would become a defining feature of the program. Their on-screen chemistry, music, and professional rapport elevated the program to become one of Fox News's most reputable morning broadcasts. Viewers tuned in not only for breaking news, but also for Hemmer's precise and composed reporting style. His capacity to maintain composure amidst turbulent news cycles established his status as one of the network's principal anchors. Over nearly 20 years at Fox, Hemmer established a reputation as a journalist committed to integrity and truth above sensationalism. His unwavering work ethic garnered the respect and loyalty of millions of viewers who came to regard him as a dependable source during challenging times. However, that trust was accompanied by a cost that few outsiders comprehended. The same level of dedication that rendered him exceptional in his profession established a lifestyle that afforded minimal space for anything or anyone else. Despite his prominent career, Bill snorts. Hemer has upheld an unusually strict level of privacy regarding his personal life. He infrequently provides insights into his personal relationships through social media or interviews, distinguishing himself from television peers who commonly share significant life events with their audiences. This discretion has prompted ongoing speculation regarding his romantic history and personal decisions. His most notable publicly recognized relationship was with Canadian model Dara Tomanovic, which spanned from 2005 to 2013. The two reportedly encountered each other in Paris, where Tomanovic had established herself as one of the most prominent figures in the fashion industry. Discovered at the age of 18 by Karl Lagerfeld during a journey to the French capital, she emerged as the representative of Chloé and dedicated 5 years to developing an impressive portfolio. She collaborated with L'Oréal, featured in British Vogue and Marie Claire, and circulated within social circles considerably distant from Hemer's realm of serious journalism. Their association introduced an aspect of sophistication into Hemer's otherwise discreet life. Over the course of their 8-year association, Hemer and Tomanovic participated in numerous events, yet they consistently abstained from publicly addressing their relationship. This discreet approach enabled them to preserve privacy, which is uncommon for a high-profile couple. The couple's acquaintances characterized their relationship as one of contrasting qualities. Music, her realm of fashion shows and photo shoots, his domain of breaking news and political reporting. However, they maintained its functionality for 8 years. Then, it concluded in 2013. There are no official statements, no explanations, and no carefully crafted press releases regarding the drift apart or continued friendship. Simply silence. The relationship that had characterized Hemer's personal life was effectively erased from sight. Shortly following their separation, Tomanovic was apprehended for operating a vehicle while intoxicated. The incident generated media interest, prompting outlets to examine her social life and associations, including her history with Hemer. For the highly private anchor, the scrutiny of his concluded relationship in gossip columns likely reinforced his inclination to conceal personal matters. What was the cause of the termination of an 8-year relationship? Individuals involved in the matter indicated that the demands of their respective careers, music, posed significant, insurmountable challenges. His schedule necessitates frequent travel. Coverage of the hurricane entailed several days in Florida. Political conventions entailed several weeks of extensive travel. International narratives often involved departing the country with minimal prior notice. Tomanovic's modeling career, although primarily centered in a single location, entailed a highly demanding schedule. However, colleagues at Fox observed an additional aspect. Approximately during the period of the breakup, Hemer assumed additional responsibilities within the network. His dedication to being accessible for significant breaking news events resulted in his personal life adhering to a schedule that shifted hourly. For Hemer, this association signified the conclusion of any publicly recognized romantic engagement. Following 2013, he withdrew further into seclusion, snorts, ceasing to acknowledge any relationships or appear publicly with a romantic partner. His reluctance to disclose personal information became a characteristic feature of his public persona, consistent with his profession as a journalist who emphasizes the story above self-promotion. However, his silence generated a void that speculation swiftly sought to occupy. The confidentiality regarding Hemer's personal affairs has prompted significant public speculation. For a successful and highly regarded public figure, his decision to remain single has prompted questions among fans and followers who speculate whether his commitment to journalism accounts for his bachelor status. However, beyond that, the complete lack of verified relationships following Tomanovic's establishment of a conducive environment fostered rumors regarding nearly every woman he was seen with. Sandra Smith, his former co-anchor on America's Newsroom, became the focus of persistent dating rumors primarily due to their notable on-air rapport. The speculation became sufficiently widespread that media outlets felt obliged to report that Smith is married to marketing professional John Connolly, with whom she has children. The rumors, music, lacked any foundation beyond their professional association. Nevertheless, they persisted. Then there was Megyn Kelly. During their tenure at Fox News, their cordial on-air exchanges prompted extensive speculation regarding a romantic relationship. Both Kelly and Hemer addressed these rumors in separate interviews, each asserting that they are merely close friends and professional colleagues. Kelly highlighted that their relationship was founded on reciprocal professional esteem. Hemer reiterated this viewpoint. However, their denials scarcely quelled the ongoing speculation. The media and the public appeared unable to accept that two successful and attractive television personalities could merely be friends. His collaboration with Dana Perino has perhaps engendered the most lasting speculation. As co-anchors of America's Newsroom, they dedicate several hours each day to cultivating the rapport and chemistry that contribute to compelling television. Their casual banter, mutual respect, and evident ease with one another have prompted numerous viewers to speculate about the possibility of a romantic relationship developing behind the scenes. Perino, who is married, has not previously responded to these rumors explicitly. Hemer has neither. Their approach appears to disregard the speculation altogether, allowing their work to stand on its own merit. In February 2019, Hemer was photographed seated adjacent to Mara Maples during New York Fashion Week. Maples, the actress and television personality renowned for her marriage to Donald Trump from 1993 to 1999, was seated in a manner that indicated they were attending the same event. The photographs promptly ignited speculation regarding a romantic relationship. Media outlets examined the seating configurations, their body language, and the fact that they were present at the same prominent event. However, as with all other alleged relationships, nothing came to fruition. No verification, no subsequent observations, no association. Just another cycle of conjecture, music, that ultimately proved unfruitful. Subsequently, an incident occurred that compelled Hemer to issue a rare public statement regarding his personal life. A photograph depicting an individual without a shirt has started circulating online, accompanied by assertions that it portrays Hemer. The image prompted discussions and conjecture regarding his sexual orientation. The photograph was ultimately discredited as an altered version of an image initially depicting Tiger Woods. However, the harm had already been inflicted. The incident initiated discussions regarding Hemer's sexual orientation, with some implying that his absence of public relationships suggested he might be gay. A media outlet published an article confirming that Hemer is heterosexual. Music, following his report of the doctored photo incident to the authorities. In a rare occurrence, Hemer made a public statement on air concerning a girlfriend, ostensibly to dispel circulating rumors. However, he offered no specifics, no name, and no verification of a current relationship. It seemed to be less concerned with sharing his personal life and more focused on music, establishing facts to prevent damaging speculation. The recurring theme among these rumors is indicative. Each purported relationship has involved either a professional colleague or an individual whom he was photographed with at a public event. There has never been any evidence of dating, romantic dinners, or other customary indicators of relationships. The rumor mill functions based on proximity and chemistry, replacing Hemer's silence with speculation that reflects public interest more than it does Hemer's true life. Hemer has previously alluded to the challenging nature of his profession in interviews, suggesting that the unpredictable and rigorous schedule of a news anchor affords limited opportunities for personal relationships. The continual travel, extended working hours, and emotional strain associated with covering high-stakes events render the profession of journalism uniquely demanding. His dedication to his career seems to serve as a motivating influence on his personal decisions. The news industry demands an exceptional degree of commitment, particularly for an individual in Hemer's role. His willingness to travel for significant stories, whether covering the Iraq War, reporting on hurricanes, or anchoring coverage of political conventions, underscores his dedication to being present where news occurs. This dedication, frequently at the cost of personal time, indicates that Hemer may have intentionally chosen to prioritize his professional pursuits over conventional family life. Consider the typical weekly schedule for a breaking news anchor at Hemer's music level. Morning show anchors generally rise before sunrise, arriving at the studio well in advance of the broadcast to review news, prepare for interviews, and coordinate with producers. However, this represents merely the baseline. When significant music news emerges, those schedules are disrupted. Natural disasters involve deployment to affected areas for extended periods, often lasting days or weeks. Political events involve travel to convention locations or primary states. International crises require being available around the clock, prepared to provide special coverage at any moment. Hemmer has consistently offered his services for these challenging assignments. When hurricanes are imminent, he is among the initial responders to be deployed. When elections require on-the-ground coverage, he is present. This tendency to prioritize attendance at significant news events has characterized his career, yet it is fundamentally incompatible with sustaining stable personal relationships. How does an individual establish a life with a partner when they may depart for a week with only 12 hours' notice? How do they organize dinners, vacations, or significant personal events when breaking news demands their immediate attention? For numerous viewers, Hemmer's decision to remain unmarried signifies a steadfast commitment to his profession that few could maintain. In an industry where stability and routine are uncommon, Hemmer's dedication to journalism has become a defining aspect of his character. His bachelorhood seems to be a consequence of this lifelong dedication. However, there exists an additional aspect to take into account. For Hemmer, the newsroom has evolved into more than merely a place of employment. It is a secondary residence and a source of personal fulfillment. His professional associations, especially at Fox News, have become essential components of his life. His enduring partnership as co-anchors with Dana Perino extends beyond a mere professional relationship. It is a bond of trust and mutual respect forged through years of collective challenges and accomplishments. In a high-stakes, rapidly evolving industry, these professional relationships frequently serve as substitutes for the personal connections individuals typically pursue in their private lives. On social media, Hemmer regularly shares photographs with female colleagues. However, these images consistently maintain a respectful and distinctly professional tone. Although fans occasionally speculate about potential romantic involvements, Hemmer consistently upholds clear boundaries between his professional and personal life, refraining from providing any indications of romance or relationships beyond his work. This approach enables him to maintain a clear separation between his public and private lives, thereby emphasizing the concept that the newsroom functions as a familial environment. For Hemmer, these relationships offer companionship and a sense of fulfillment without the obligations and concessions typically associated with marriage. His choice to remain unmarried may stem from his fulfillment in his professional pursuits, where he has established a supportive network that enables him to dedicate himself to his passion for journalism. Clears throat. In addition to his career in journalism, Hemmer is recognized for his commitment to philanthropic initiatives and his service to the community. Each year, he returns to Cincinnati to host the George Nettle Memorial Bailey Place Golf Classic in commemoration of his grandfather. This event generates funds for Bailey Senior Living, exemplifying Hemmer's strong dedication to family and heritage. His engagement with his community, especially through this annual event, demonstrates an individual who prioritizes service and familial bonds, even if these are not expressed via conventional family structures. Hemmer has demonstrated significant support for veterans, dedicating time to initiatives that honor those who have served. His involvement with Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America underscores his respect for military service and his commitment to making a meaningful contribution beyond the newsroom. These charitable endeavors highlight a dedication to public service that extends beyond professional responsibilities. Some observers suggest that Hemmer's bachelor status has enabled him to dedicate himself entirely to causes of personal significance, free from potential conflicts associated with balancing family responsibilities alongside his philanthropic and professional endeavors. His single status allows him to direct energy and resources towards these endeavors, emphasizing a more comprehensive sense of contribution through music over personal attachments. Bill Hemmer's decision to remain unmarried reflects a convergence of professional commitments, personal principles, and a preference for privacy. His public image is meticulously cultivated to emphasize his professional pursuits and uphold confidentiality, enabling him to concentrate on journalism without the distractions frequently associated with a high-profile personal life. Hemer's unwavering commitment to reporting news with integrity and professionalism has garnered him a loyal following, and his choice to maintain a private life further underscores his dedication to allowing his work to speak for itself. The convergence of professional pursuits, privacy, and individual decisions presents a nuanced challenge, which Hemer has navigated with elegance and steadfastness throughout his career. His bachelor status seems to reflect not so much what he is missing, but rather the deliberate decisions he has made to uphold a life committed to journalistic integrity and public service. What emerges from an examination of Hemer's life is a depiction of an individual, music, who has intentionally shaped their existence around a singular passion. While some may perceive his unmarried status as a sacrifice or missed opportunity, it more precisely reflects a congruence between his values and lifestyle. Hemer has never publicly articulated remorse regarding his personal decisions, nor implied that his life is unfulfilled. His professional associations offer social engagement and emotional reassurance. His philanthropic endeavors embody a nurturing spirit that others might dedicate to their families. His dedication to journalism provides him with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. These elements together establish a life that functions effectively for him, even if it does not adhere to conventional expectations. Snorts. There is commendable bravery in living authentically despite societal expectations of specific milestones. Marriage, children, and traditional family arrangements are so profoundly ingrained in cultural narratives that deviating from them frequently attracts judgment or speculation. Hemer has endured decades of rumors, intrusive inquiries, and presumptions regarding his private life. Nevertheless, he has upheld his boundaries, declining to share his personal life for public scrutiny. His lack of response regarding the matter is inherently indicative. In a period characterized by pervasive oversharing, where public figures disclose every detail of their lives on social media, Hemer's commitment to privacy appears remarkably unconventional. He is not obliged to justify his decisions, and his refusal to do so reflects a firm conviction in his course of action. The genuine inquiry is not why Bill Hemmer remains unmarried. This explains the persistent assumption that everyone should desire the same goals, adhere to the same timeline, and define fulfillment in identical terms. Hemmer's life questions these assumptions. His achievement is not diminished by the lack of a spouse. His influence is not diminished by the absence of offspring. His legacy, founded upon 30 years of reputable journalism, dedicated community service, and professional distinction, remains independent of conventional family frameworks. For viewers who have followed Hemer Anchor's coverage of national tragedies, political upheavals, and historic moments, his personal life has consistently taken a back seat to his professional persona. That is intentional. Hemer established a career as the individual who reports news, rather than as the one who creates it. His decision to maintain privacy enables him to preserve that distinction, ensuring focus remains where he considers it appropriate. Regarding the narratives he shares rather than his personal history, whether through deliberate decision or inherent development, Hemer has established a life in which professional success, personal satisfaction, and civic duty converge. His unmarried status does not constitute a mystery requiring resolution nor a problem necessitating clarification. It is merely one facet of a thoughtfully designed life that emphasizes journalism, service, and privacy over traditional expectations. In a society fixated on acquiring comprehensive knowledge about public figures, Hemer's reserve serves as a testament to the notion that certain questions remain unasked and some lives require no justification.